Well, it's not going to be too much longer here for this Grade 1 Racing Post App Champion Irish National Hunt Flat Race for the Cunningham Cup. Runners beginning to walk towards the tape. Can Willie Mullins bag another Grade 1 on today's card? Jerry Hannon describing the action.
White flag is raised, and they're off. And the Racing Post App Champion INH Flat Race for the Cunningham Cup Grade 1. And the first to show over on the far side is Colreevy, with alongside her stable companion Golden Spread. And then House Island, one of a couple of English runners. And Mount Leinster is next on the inside. And they're being followed by Abacadabra, who's racing in between horses, White Cap of Beacon Edge, and then Santa Rosa racing in company with Embittered. Far away in the back marker is December Sound. Racing out with a circuit to go, Colreevy, Golden Spread, not much between the pair, showing in front of House Island, Abacadabra, Mount Leinster on their inside, and they're followed up to the top of the track by Beacon Edge and Santa Rosa. Next is Embittered, far away in December 2nd as they turn up towards the highest point of the track. Matching strides, Colreevy, Jamie Codd. Alongside is Golden Spread and Barry O'Neill. A length in front of House Island and Derek O'Connor. And on the inside, Mount Leinster and Patrick Mullins as they start to make the downhill run. Abacadabra and Lisa O'Neill comes next, racing in between horses. And Beacon Edge, Mark O'Hare on the outside of Santa Rosa and Finney Maguire. Tracked by Embittered and Tom Hamilton far away. Declan Lavery, and bringing up the rear is December 2nd and Roger Quinlan. Down to the bottom of the track they go. 10 furlongs to travel, Golden Spread in the big race winning colours. Just leads, Colreevy on the inside. Tracked in third by House Island, Mount Leinster the red and white. Abacadabra next. On the outside is Beacon Edge with Embittered and Santa Rosa. The last two are far away, and December 2nd down the far side they go. They're outside the halfway stage and going along head to head, Colreevy and Golden Spread. Tracked a length back by House Island, and then Mount Leinster and Abacadabra. On the outside is Beacon Edge, then Santa Rosa, followed by Embittered far away in December 2nd. There's very little changes in the order of running as they head on across from the stands. Colreevy and Golden Spread a length in front of House Island. In fourth place is Abacadabra. Mount Leinster is next, and then Beacon Edge, and they're being followed by far away. And Santa Rosa, Embittered in December 2nd, remains the back marker of the 10. Less than 3/4 of a mile to go in the Racing Post App Champion INH Flat Race for the Cunningham Cup. Out of the back straight they race. It's Colreevy and Golden Spread. No changes there in the top two. And then House Island, Abacadabra, Mount Leinster. Beacon Edge next on the outside of Santa Rosa. The final three are Embittered far away in December 2nd. They're very tightly grouped with half a mile to go. 4 lengths first to last, Colreevy, Golden Spread, House Island. Beacon Edge is making ground. Then Abacadabra far away. Santa Rosa pushed along to hold position, and then comes Mount Leinster. They've 3 furlongs to go as they run the home turn. Colreevy, Golden Spread, House Island, Abacadabra, Santa Rosa, Mount Leinster. Round the outside is Beacon Edge, jostling for positions on that turn. Then far away, December 2nd and Embittered as they turn in. With a little over 2 furlongs to go, Colreevy is getting away from them, has slipped 2 lengths in front. On the outside is Beacon Edge, then Golden Spread, Abacadabra next, then December 2nd, Embittered as they race to the final furlong. It's Colreevy chased by Abacadabra, then Beacon Edge, Embittered, Golden Spread, Santa Rosa, and December 2nd. They have a furlong to go. Colreevy's not home yet. Abacadabra is trying hard in second, and then comes on the far side. Embittered is running on up the rail inside the final 50 yards. It's Colreevy and Jamie Codd for another edition of the Racing Post App Champion bumper for Willie Mullins. Second Abacadabra, and then Embittered and Beacon Edge, Santa Rosa, December 2nd, Mount Leinster, Golden Spread, House Island, and they're clear from far away.
It is indeed another one for Willie Mullins, and Jamie Codd is the man doing the steering here on board Colreevy for the Flynn family down in Waterford. Great success for them. This mare was third to Gypsy Island at Ferry House the other day. Beaten a long way, but clearly came forward nicely for that. Her first run since last year's Punchestown Festival, where she was a decisive winner. And well, just like old times, Don, if you go back, what, 15 years or so to when Jamie Codd was riding for Willie Mullins.
Yeah, no, she was gutsy as well. I think he rode Shane's Hill to win this race for him as well a couple of years ago, didn't he?
He did.
But yeah, like, she was gutsy in front. Abigail Evers came to her and looked like he might go by, but she's just dug deep again, and from about a half furlong out, it didn't look like anything was going to get by her, and she's seen it out the whole way to the line. Really game performance.
Followed home by the Gigginstown trio in what at times was a rough race. Pearl Santa Rosa didn't get much of a run there around the turn. She was the meat and the sandwich with a couple of her rivals. But the winner always nicely positioned at the head of affairs, disputing with stable companion Golden Spread as we join the action here down the far side, Don. And the trio that eventually follow her home a little bit further back in the field. Abracadabra is just racing in between runners in about fourth at this stage.
Yeah, he's travelled well into his race, Gary. Unlike Matt Leinster, who he's just a keen going sort, isn't he? When he learns to settle, you'd imagine his form will improve dramatically, because he just does race a bit too keenly, and he wears his hood and everything, and he's buried in behind horses, but he's just doing a wee bit more than he needs to be doing. But by contrast, Cool Reevy in front, lovely, settled lovely for Jamie Codd, and she's just protected that position on the rail the whole way. Here's the point in the race at which Santa Rosa gets buffeted around a wee bit, doesn't she?
She does. Finney Maguire got her through the gap initially. He just sat for a few strides, and then the horse on the outside with the white cap just comes in on top of him, and yet again he's just getting buffeted about, and even in the straight doesn't get the clearest of runs. Hasn't quite worked out for her today, but Jamie Codd making the best of his way home, and Colreevy at this stage in the clear, out of trouble, and she clearly has improved a fair bit from that. He dropped his whip there as well, I think, didn't he, just after the turn into the straight, just using his hand there to keep her motivated in the closing stages. And as we'll see, he just changes his hand when the horse up on his outside arrives with his challenge. And rather ironic that he's seeing off Gordon Elliott here in second time, given that that's who he rides most of his bumper winners for, Jamie Codd. The irony won't be lost on either party. Honourable runs in behind from Beacon Edge as well, and Embittered.
Yeah, Beacon Edge ran it. Like he's run a good race. He was a bit wider than ideal the whole way. He was kind of on the outside of Santa Rosa. He was probably the horse who came in on her and didn't help her chances. But he kind of flattened out a wee bit in the straight before keeping on, and he'd run on well in the Leopardstown race. That Envo Allen won the Grade 2 race at the Dublin Racing Festival. So he's run on again for third place. So he's run a nice race.